Alright, so, well, first of all, I'm not naked. I'm wearing clothes. But, I'm finally getting around to talking about my tattoos. I'm smiling because I love them. And because I'm standing on my bed right now. I just feel really weird. I'm like standing on my bed, but this is like the best angle that I have right now. My room is like so messy. Gosh. So this is like my sanctuary of cleanliness is my bed. So let's talk about my tattoos. The very first tattoo I ever got was this, if you can see it. It's from the Shel Silverstein book, The Giving Tree. It's a really well-known book, but maybe you don't know it. That's cool if you don't know it. It's just about the relationship between a boy and this tree who loves the little boy, and the little boy kind of just takes and takes and takes, and the tree is just so happy to give to him. And at the very end, you know, the boy kind of grows up and realizes that he's taken so much from the tree and never really thanked it. And I don't know. I don't know. I really liked the book. I really love Shel Silverstein, and I was just like, I don't know. And like I went in that day, and like I woke up and I was like, it's gonna be The Giving Tree. Gotta get The Giving Tree. And I was like debating which picture I wanted. I'm like out of breath. I was debating between the old man sitting on the stump, or like an actual quote from the book, like alongside it. But I just went with this. It took an hour. It was like $100. I got color, which I regret now because I just didn't think I wanted it to just be as close to the original as possible. But now looking back, color on my type of skin, it just doesn't do me good. Yeah, this is my first tattoo, and I went crazy while getting it. Yeah, I really hated getting this tattoo. I really liked piercings. I'll tell you all about piercings later in the video. I really loved piercings because it's just like, speaking of which, because it's like in, out, bam, you're done. Like, oh, did that hurt? Oh, but it's over, you're done. And getting this tattoo was just like, it was only an hour too, is the funniest part. I was just sitting there like sweating. I was with my friend from college, and I was just like looking at her like, oh my god. Oh my god. And I tried to stay as calm as, I was just like, psh, whatever, wipe my ass with this, whatever, no big deal. But like, when he went over it with the color, I was like, no, it's cool, you don't need to do color. But he'd already started. Like, I was in so much pain. I really, really hated it. So that day I vowed never, ever to get another tattoo ever again. I was like, not gonna happen. Hate tattoos. Hurts too much. I like went through this phase, and I'm still in the phase. I really love like old wallpaper, old patterns. I really like paisley, like antique looking wallpaper patterns. That stuff always really fascinated me. I always loved it. And so I decided that I wanted to have my whole arm look like it was covered in like antique wallpaper. And like I thought that would look so awesome, like a paisley antique wallpaper design. And so I was in cosmetology school at the time, and I went to school with this girl, and she had the sickest tattoos. She had like Beetlejuice tattoos, Alice in Wonderland sleeves. Like, she just had crazy tattoos, and her boyfriend was a tattoo artist. So I was like, y'all hook me up, get me in there. And so for my 20th birthday, I got the first chunk of this tattoo. And the way that happened was, I basically told him what I wanted, and he was like, well, do you have anything in mind? Like, is there a visual like that you want to work with? So I went to Joanne Fabrics, or Joanne's Fabric, whatever it's called, and I went through all of the fabric swatches, and I was just looking at all the swatches, and I finally found one that I just absolutely loved. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I brought it to him, and he put it down, and he just basically looked at it, got an idea of how it looked and how it worked and what I wanted, and he did. Let's see if I can show you how much he did. Oh, my knee. Okay, I'm just gonna move the computer lower. Okay, so he did this top part right here. So he did the top part right here, and so that's what the back looks like. He did this and this. And my God, did it hurt? Yeah, it hurt a lot. But I mean, like, here was this guy with, like, you know, like tattoos everywhere. He had like microdermal, like implant. I was just like, and I made my friends come with me, and I was like, I can't be a little bitch. I can't be like, oh, stop. So I just like sat there and sweat. Like, I was just sitting there and sweating. Like, and so then I had all the money up front for how much I had planned to invest at the time, and he could only, I think the first session, I want to say it was like 4 or 5 hours. And so then 2 weeks later, I got the okay to, you know, I made my appointment for 2 weeks later when it was healed. Quick funny story. I had just met my boyfriend at the time. No, well, my current boyfriend. I had just met him at the time. Like a couple, like about a month before less than a month before I got the tattoo. And we were on like our 3rd or 4th date right after I'd gotten it. And in case you don't know, when you get a tattoo this size, it sheds. It sheds a lot. Oh, there's like a delay on my voice. This sucks. This computer is driving me crazy. Anyways, I'm gonna like try to keep my mouth out of here so you can't see the delay. It's just gonna be boobs. So it sheds like a whole lot, and we were in his car. I don't know what we were doing. We were probably listening to the radio or talking or farting or something stupid like that. And after a while, like he like looks down and he's like, you're shedding all over my car. And I look down. I'm like, what do you mean? And like little flakes of my tattoo had just like fallen like all over the front seat of his car. It was like light brown leather. Disgusting. I was like horrified. I was like, oh my God, that's my skin all over your car. It was really gross. He thought it was hilarious. He was like, that's so like he thought it was so funny. But then a few years later, he like confessed to me that like the next day when he was like driving around, he looked over and he saw like pieces of skin in his seat, and he was kind of grossed out. He's like, ugh, that's gross. So then yeah, then I got the second part done, and that wasn't so bad, I guess. I mean, it hurt. And then after that, I got that done 2 weeks later. Bam. Then I got this. With my best friend, her stutter of life. Her last name is Paz, which means, you know, peace in Spanish. My double hyphenated first name, the second half of it is Grace. Oh, yeah, that's what my YouTube channel is named after. Okay. I don't even know. Yeah, so anyways, obviously Grace is a part of my name. So I got the word Grace tattooed on my finger, and my best friend got the word Paz tattooed on her finger. And that hurt too. It was like 6 minutes long, and the whole time I was like, oh, finish. I love it. Love it to death. I kind of have like a thing for hand tattoos. I'm not at a point in my life where I'm like established enough in my career where I could go all out and get hand tattoos, but if I won the lottery tomorrow, this shit would be all tatted up. I just think it's so awesome. Then yeah, I finally got this 2 years later after I got the first half of this tattoo. I finally forgot how painful it was or something, and I made the appointment to get it lower. And I told him I decided that the lower it got on my arm, the more detailed I wanted it to get. I wanted it to get like smaller and break down into more detail. So like you can see the lower. So this is the last piece he did. It was just this right here, and it spiraled down over here. Kind of had this little number right here. It was ridiculous. This was absolutely. I mean, I was like out of my mind. Like, he drew it on with a Sharpie, and that hurt. And I was like, this is a sign of a lot of pain. Like, the fact that he was drawing it on with a Sharpie, and I was like, so, but yeah, he like did the outline, and then he let me take a break. And I was like walking down the street with my friend, and I was like, can I just not come back? Can I leave and never come back? But I came back, and it was probably the worst healing that I've ever gone through. The healing on that part of my tattoo, like the crook, I don't know, the crook of my arm, crook? I don't know what it's called. God, I'm not a doctor. I'm an artist. No, did I just break my bed? Oh, man. Anyways, it healed really, it was horrible, is all I have to say. I remember because it was the summer, it was like August 30th I got it, and it was just so hot outside, and it was just the next 2 weeks, it itched like, the itching would keep me awake for hours. Like, I would just sit there and be like, oh my god, and I'd be like, they tell you, I don't think they tell you to do this, but I did it anyways, just like when you get your weave, you just like slap it, and I'd just be sitting there slapping it, watching TV. I would be like, oh my god. I'd be at like my boyfriend's house, I'd be like, you got any Benadryl? You got anything I can put on this? Like, I'm so lucky that I didn't really do any damage, because I did scratch it. It just was so out of control. Like, I couldn't, I would like sit there and like put it to my face and feel how hot it was, and I was just like, oh, there's something wrong. I'm gonna die. I was being such a dramatic brat about it, but so yeah, that's it. Those are my tattoos. I plan on finishing this. I don't know if I want it to go all the way down to my wrist for some reason. I hate the way that sleeves end awkwardly. I think maybe like I'll have it come up to like here. Something like that. And then I still have to do the sexy underside. I hope I shaved. Did I shave? Maybe I shaved. Whatever. I'm a woman. I don't know what that means. I'm a woman. I don't know if I shaved last night. So what? So what if I didn't? Alright? So yeah, it's just right now I'm in a crunch for money, and so I can't really afford to. And my tattoo artist, he's phenomenal. He lives in Chicopee, Massachusetts, or that's where his shop is, and that's like 2 hours away from me. It used to be like I lived in that town, and now it's 2 hours away, so it's kind of more of like a day commitment, you know. Take the day off work, drive out there, get it done, drive back. It's usually like kind of expensive. Usually, it's very expensive, but he's an amazing artist, so for me, it's just like I like have to have probably like $300 to $400 saved up to get another chunk done. So yeah.